Good evening, Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise fans here on RPG Limit Break. We are here with the first of a round of three in the semifinals of the Highway to the Zemus Zone 5 Red Moon Waning bracket between Soleras and Rexbanner. My name is Stoppable Force, and I'll be on commentary this evening. Doing our restream tonight is Alice Cell, doing all the button pushing behind the scenes of Soapbox Gamer. Here in the booth with me doing commentary is Mike34. Mike, how you doing tonight? What do you think about tonight's match?
Oh, I'm very excited for tonight's match. We have two top-tier runners that have taken wildly different paths to where we are today. We have Soleras, who blitzed his way through the waxing bracket until he met Possum Morpheus, and we had Rex, who's been in the Waning bracket, winning match after match in really stylistic fashion. I mean, we've had multiple Kinderstruck, so this is going to be an amazing.
Agreed. It's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. I can see we have a naming scheme here suggesting that we please go follow Scala Kitty. He speedruns Haven and is awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, and we had a bunch of D-mists as our objectives a moment ago, but they've been supplanted. Looks like we have Mega Sisters, Evil Wall, Odin, Elements, Wyvern, Dark Knight, and the ever-present Gauntlet.
Yeah, there's that Kane. Maybe we'll get to see a Kinderstruck tonight. Or an Odin, rather. Could be fun.
And what do you think about our starting character?
I like Edge with an asterisk. Edge is one of the most equipment-dependent characters in Final Fantasy IV. And while we don't have the Neki flag on, so he's going to come with at least a little bit of starting gear. You'll want to find some better swords for him or some better darts for him ASAP. Although without Cecil in the pool, Edge isn't going to naturally fall behind as soon as you find a single big hitting stick. So he's got that going for him at least.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of very quick jetty overworlds with Edge, but then in the late game, he gradually gets a little bit weaker compared to their two starters.
Yeah, if you can find him a nice supply of things to throw at enemies, that'll really help. And plus, on these overworld fights, if we find the Gauntlet early enough, Edge can sort of pretend to do a really good Black Mage impersonation and do some early AoE.
Yeah, that's right. There are quite a few things, actually, that he can do substantial damage to. Even if you get elements early on, you can just maybe flame your way through them and get the skip. And it looks like we're off.
Yep, sounds good. Possibly see a boss right here at the start. See who Edge is paired up with and what we get right off the bat. Well, we got a Yang. We have Bigen in the Bigen spot. Very vanilla. And our hook right away.
We got an abundance of claws and instant hook route access. So we'll see if that drives direction at all. See if anyone does some early Evelyn shopping to get some hourglasses or coffins.
I would definitely be tempted to hit up the shops and see if I can find at least hourglasses, just because of how easy that then makes the treasure chest hunting, especially in the neighboring Evelyn Castle, which might be a good spot to find some gear for Edge this early on. Looks like Rexbanner opting to go ahead and give us a easy boss peek here in Mist Cave, while Soleras is going to go gear up a little. Maybe pick up a party member.
It'll be interesting to see how much shopping we do, given how many bosses would critically benefit from, say, like a Thunderclaw or a Mute Knife that can be available on Overworld.
Yeah, these are... the interesting thing with these two is you've really got two characters here who can use these weapons that have an assortment of elements or anti-boss type affinities on them, like Mute Knives for Edge or any of the Elemental Claws for Yang. Just a Bahamut in the Mist Cave, not a boss, but goes down to one swing from to Edge. And Soleras, unfortunately, just finding an Edward in here. Probably not who you want, but that ninja sword in the waterfall makes up for it.
Yeah. I suspect that he took that Edward just to continue looting and is rewarded with a ninja sword.
Yeah, that Edward will probably get shipped off to the Tower of Mysidia for long to play some music for the old man there. And Rex is going to give us another boss speak real quick. Flying through these bosses early off, you can see the early overworld power of Edge, easily carrying Yang through some of these early fights. So under Sparkle.
Yeah, and with these runners' speed, you better not blink or you might miss a good portion of the run. And we have a Wyvern right away.
Yeah, you do like to see that. You don't like to see that Mega Nuke.
Yeah, those were low rolls with only hitting 400 some and 1,000 hit points. Tried the aggressive play, and the Wyvern took a win with that Mega Nuke. We don't have Witchburn on today.
Yeah, the Blard will go Blard this evening. Rexbanner strapping a slightly stronger sword than Ninja. Gonna go back and try it again, as we saw. Despite the low rolls, he does get 2 attacks in before Wyvern gets to go, thanks to that Antlion Cave speed. Soleras diving into get his Hercraft there. He did find a Mute Knife. That could come in handy against the Magus Sisters, especially when he finds them. And he goes to do some Eplin shopping early.
Rex also has a vampire if he wants to use it, and it does elect to. Oh no! But, Wyvern gets the Mega Nuke off again.
Man, at least these are getting off quickly, but Rex opting to maybe come back later when he can 1 or 2 shot this Wyvern a little quickly.
Looks like Soleras didn't like anything that he saw in the shops and just resets out.
Yeah, I didn't see too much there that would really help him out, so he too is about to go and counter that Wyvern. We have either Leg Day or the Elements here. It's the Elements. So running into all these overworld bosses early. The only one that would be at the back of my mind, I gotta admit, looking at these objective bosses, is I would be mighty afraid of running into an Evil Wall or a Dark Mets Hustle at the wrong spot on the ground. Yeah, those are the ones I would really like to see up here in the overworld somewhere.
The Dark Knight, especially in King Queen spot, does a lot of damage and does it really fast. And if you don't have any levels, that's a bit of an adventure to get through. But we've seen 2 required bosses already.
Yeah, we'd like to see that. Rex taking out the Elements much easier than the Wyvern here in Mount Hobbs, electing to loot one of the back chests, finding a Drain Spear. Excellent thing for Edge to throw. Meanwhile, on Soleras' side, just letting the using up Star Veil and reflecting that Mega Nuke to kill the Wyvern. So Soleras has the Antlion Cave boss down, gets the Twin Horn.
That's pretty interesting too. I think he's going to be happy with the whole party going down, other than Edge, because none of these characters really benefit too much from early levels. So might elect just to go quickly through these checks, just using Edge and not having to parry through everybody. I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, there is something to be said for that. Like, these characters want levels, yes, but they want a lot of levels all at once. And if you're Edward, you're also looking for very specific equipment to show up very soon if you're going to use him at all. It really may benefit him to just have Edward up, or just have Edge up, swinging these weapons. I believe. Oh, and he's got Iridia too. Definitely a character who, right now, best off on the ground.
And Soleras has to be very happy with early looting. That Ninja Sword is pretty rare on T Pro. To find one this early is a huge benefit. And the Mute Knife as well. Not only is it pretty powerful, but you have Asura or Mega Sisters, or even in a worse spot, Elements can take down the Ruby phase very quickly.
Yeah, I believe some parts of this fight might actually be flagged as a mage, but it doesn't matter. He's got a Cure 3, and we'll take care of Mylon's undead status to knock out the Elements too.
He showed quite a bit of knowledge right there. It takes a while, especially with a quick anchor like Edge, for the resistances of the Elements to set. And it's that Cure 3 one-shot. Very well played.
Rexbanner taking down the Dark Imps at the Fabul defense, just getting a Siren for his problems, but, if you, considering the only way to find Sirens later may be stealing them, you'll take all the free ones you can get. Gotta do a little looting here at Fabul while he's here. Finds a Cursed Ring. That's a really nice find.
That really is. That opens up a lot of things, as well as Zridia, who with that 4 agility makes the perfect starting anchor. But now anyone could be an anchor, and so if we get like Leviathan, or even if we don't get a white mage, which I haven't seen yet, Zridia might be able to use a Sura or something.
It's possible. We could also still run across a Tela somewhere, enabling a fairly easy grind once we get our Darkness Crystal, and then letting us go to turn him into an anchor afterwards, after his utilities all slowly run out. Rexbanner heading to Baron. Going to do a probably Baron in check here, because I don't think we have the key yet.
Yeah, this Baron right now. Oh, we have a Golbez there. So that's
Golbez just hanging out at the end. Okay.
It's kind of a tricky spot because he's going to take 2 people out, and while that second spot is pretty slow, oh, there's only 2 people in. It also hits really hard, so you're going to have to do a bit of damage and mitigate the punches from whatever's coming at you. So will be interesting to see if maybe X uses an illusion, depending on who's there.
Could be an interesting question from chat. Fu is still banned, right? That is correct. Fusoya and Cecil are both gone on this flag set. This is actually probably the ideal time for Rex to find this, at least, regardless of how hard it hits, because Shadow will just leave without eating anyone.
Soleras grabs a fire sword from the Martin chest. And yeah, Fu has a 10% chance of being a starting character, but if you don't get him to start, you are not seeing Fu today.
Yeah, he is largely vacationing back on the moon, I guess. One swing takes down Golbez before and immediately sends him into his script, so there we go.
You have a Sid on Hobbs, and you know what Sid is not?
What is Sid not?
He's not a white mage. Yeah, that's right. Now, we still got a chance for white mages in Mysidia, but if they're not there, we have a pretty interesting party set up so far.
Yeah, we are running low on people who can cast an actual cure spell. This could be interesting. We're probably... Soleras probably hoping to find a Asura early. Rexbanner not yet aware of how low his chances for an actual healer are. Soleras heading across Mount Ordeals, finds the first fight here. Demist to the first spot on the bridge. Not going to be very threatening. Maybe a little time consuming, that's all. And Rexbanner finding Mylon and friends in the second spot in the Baron Inn. Fast and punchy, but gets down Mylon's friends pretty quick.
A little dangerous with the lightning counters.
Yeah, they actually do damage.
Edge, surviving with 10 HP, he's fine.
It's fine. He's just barely hanging on. It's fine.
You do like to see that demist that early. Well, speaking of things, Mute Knife helps with. There's some guards at back attack.
Yep, these guards, knowing the piggy and mini spells, are in fact mages, and the Mage Knife will tear them in two. So this will not be long. Speaking of not being long, Mylon, not long for this world, running his "Oh My Body" speech and vanishing. So here,
what does he have for us?
Good question. He's got the Luca key. Great for later. Is
Yeah,
that little girl inside the wall?
Yeah, she's just hanging out in a wall. That happens in Baron. It's a thing.
Little girls just phase through walls all the time in Baron. It's fine.
And we don't have a warp glitch on with Red Moon Flag, so that Luca key is more important because it's not just a boss check, but a key item check.
Yeah, the Luca key getting a little more important here, and there's nothing to account for it in the flags, but I've noticed that the Luca key on all these ones that I've watched really likes to hide things from our runners. Mount Ordeals 3, dropping our Darkness Crystal on Soleras, so the map is now another chunk opened up for Soleras, and finds the Magus Sisters in the third boss spots.
Another boss already, so, I mean, who is in Mysidia? This could be a Jetty seed. Like, you get Tela and Palom there, and you have 4 bosses and the D-Machine ready to go. You could go, in theory, D-Machine go up to the moon and maybe be done.
Yeah, is it possible that Alicel is trying to create a haunted underground situation? This would be interesting.
haven't seen one of those yet where you don't have to go to the underground. Rex gets some revenge on that wyvern, throws, I think, is a drain spear at him for over 2,000 damage.
Yeah, when life gives you dragons, just throw a spear at them. Yeah, one of the strongest things you can do. The drain spear, of course, having normally negative statistics on it if you want to use it as a weapon, but Edge's throw command only cares about his level and its raw power, so drain spears become very good in his hands.
Was it Blarg? I'll show you how.
Edge is the one-man Blarg machine. So I imagine Rexbanner will probably check ordeals before long, and these runners will both have probably these first 4 early bosses both under their belt very quickly. Only needing 7 out of the 8 to be able to get the crystal and go confront Zemus. And we normally say, but first, then they need to get to Zemus, but the darkness crystal's right there.
Also, I think every key item check has actually yielded key items so far, so it's been generous in some respects.
Except for Wool Defense. Wool Defense just dropping 1 Siren. But outside of that...
Oh, right.
Soleras raising the big whale, maybe... Yep, and Rex going up Mount Ordeals, so soon we'll get... I imagine we'll get to take a look at what's on the moon. I don't think Soleras will be headed to the Giant. That would be a little foolhardy this early.
Maybe Back Giant, is on the table. Let's see if we have a Tella. And then there'll be some decisions to make. Dive that hook route, or we have a mute knife too, so if you get hourglasses, you could maybe do some warlock. So quite a few options on the table.
Yeah, it occurs to me also that Soleras also has another free key item check you could go do right now if you wanted to go over to Mist Village. All right, we've got Arosa. Seed's got white mages. Seed's got both white mages.
Seed does have white mages, so no D machine today, but hey, we're gonna get a Berserk and Blink and Cure and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you've got your choice of white mages here, and I would probably strongly consider both. I see I'm not the only one.
And I wonder if he took both because, I mean, if you wanted a Mac Giant grind, you could slingshot them both, but you don't have Blink, so that makes that pretty tricky. I think we're going to get a hook dive.
I think so. I think we'll both just be... I think we'll see both of these getting used normally. Soleras dropping by Mist Village here, since we don't have a free key item turned on to get from Edward in the bed in Teroya. Defeating D-Mist turns up a key item here at Rydia's mother's body in Mist Village. And today she is carrying the set of Dragoon armor. Not really what you wanted to see, but I guess if you want to protect that Sid you got rid of from the elements, there you go.
Perhaps she got it from some Dragoon that came to try to burn down the village. You never know.
She talked about the village alone, and she took his armor. She's very, very persuasive, I guess.
Indeed. So the drawback to not taking all your characters early and going and doing checks is you don't have levels on white mages. So I'm curious to see what Soleras' plan is to get some levels on the white mages before the hook route, so that we can do cool things like Blink and Berserk.
Yeah, I would bet that part of it will involve hidden trap chest hunting in Emily Castle. Between that, the one down the Evelyn Cave, and the one in the Upper Tower of Babel, that would probably be enough to get them to at least Berserk and/or Blink. I mean, as long as you can keep them up is the problem. Is these white mages are not the sturdiest with no XP in them.
The mute knife will help a lot with that. So you want to take Mad Ogres and down in Babel, then you can make pretty quick work of them. But like you say, they can also make pretty quick work of your white mages. So
yeah, that's true. Those Mad Ogres inexplicably also mages. They know one spell, and it is Punch, and they will cast it as hard as they can. Could have also potentially, if they'd gotten them earlier, considered popping a Siren on Mount Ordeals to pull that encounter with the Lilith, I believe, up there. the undead Lamia monster that is one of the highest XP encounters you can pull in the overworld.
Then with Edge, you can make very quick work of it. When one flame cast, they both go down, you get a bunch of XP. But it looks like we'll be using our Sirens elsewhere today.
Yeah, looks like it. Rexbanner and Soleras just kind of in each other's tracks at this point. Rexbanner taking down the Magus Sisters, getting the Darkness Crystal. Soleras fighting Golbez in the end, having to knock down a few characters since he did not go in with only 2. So unfortunately, Shadow got a meal, and Soleras is now going into the Smilon fight with just Yang.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the good thing is he's very slow. I think it's just Yang.
Yeah, like I said, yep, this is exactly what I expected. We'll be getting this Edge up, getting him healed up, and then probably tossing a Flame out to take out the friends.
I might even see like a Cure 3 or a Vampire use to get Edge in safe levels.
Yeah, I believe Edge could safely use Vampire on Mylon himself since he is not undead yet. In this iteration, using it on the Ghasts would be not a great idea.
Not ideal, correct. Unless you like healing Ghasts in honor of October, Spooky Month.
Yep, just keeping your undead friends alive 'tis the season. Yeah, it looks like Soleras attempting to get more party members up, and it's going interestingly.
Oh, yeah. Last time, when Rex fought, he got a low roll 120 damage on the lightning. This time at high rolls, 144 takes out Edge, so we're having to use a lot of life potions. This fight is a little bit more time-consuming and spooky here.
Yeah, and unfortunately has not found, for example, the Drain Spear that Rexbanner found in the back of Mount Hobbs. This would be a really nice place for Soleras to use it.
Okay, so we have both runners taking some wipes pretty early on, playing aggressively, and now they both probably feel behind. 2 Wyvern wipes with Rex, and now a very slow, bad feeling Baron wipe for Soleras. So that Golbez here does make, like I was saying earlier, can make things kind of dangerous. So we'll see if that affects future moves that they make.
Yeah, I imagine Soleras will put a little more priority on getting out of this fight with someone alive besides Yang now. We see him knocking over 2 characters, so Shadow's only going to get to eat 1. And right now Soleras is just praying it's not Edge.
Yeah, you don't want Edge to go down here for sure.
Yeah, the 1 in 3 shot to take Porum out would probably be his best bet here.
Alright, and Rex picking up a much appreciated Mute Knife. Even though we've taken down quite a few magic enemies who are weak to the Mute Knife, it's still the more powerful weapon than I believe he has. And I've seen Asura alone decide a lot of races in this tournament.
Yep, I believe he is still wielding a short sword, and that one hand goes in, sees Edward, turns around, and says, "No, thank you, Edward."
Rex, he is guarding a ninja sword.
No. Rex also going to find another Mute Knife here if he does any looting in Damsian, because there is one in one of the treasure chests here.
Okay, round 2 versus Mylon and friends here. Can open with Flame. That does take care of all the Ghasts, but I believe it gets Mylon a little bit more punchy. So we don't want to see a lightning counter on Porum yet before we get some people healed up a bit.
Yeah, we want to keep our keep people alive as well as we can. Here's Rexbanner got his party, got his hovercraft going to Cave Evelyn. Finds another Mute Knife. So this seed is lousy with Mute Knives.
It is. It's loaded with Mute Knives, and we're playing a bit aggressive, but should be fine here. Edge can take a few hits, and we're almost through. There we go. Complaining about the body aches, and he's through.
So this is interesting. Rex checking the item store here in Evelyn, which I didn't see before, and finds coffins and more importantly hourglasses. Those
Yeah.
hourglasses can easily trivialize those trap chests over in Cave Evelyn, and for him to pick up some of that XP that he's lacking. We see him grab one right off the bat.
And Soleras, having peeked the cave early on, knows that his grind is waiting for him. So all his white mages with a few life glitches will be ready to go for whatever is at the bottom of the hook road. Rex gets in the infirmary, two of the scariest monsters in the game. Ever fight these guys?
Oh yeah, two steel men right at the right in the infirmary. The punches will put you to sleep. They are considered giants and they're weak to ice. None of which I believe Rexbanner has any ability to take advantage of right now. But more importantly, that hourglass just stops them in their tracks. So that's really good foresight on his part picking that up. Maybe getting only one of them was an indication that he did intend to just hunt this chest down.
And the runners are pretty close to each other after hitting that overworld. Do you see if Rex checked Demist?
I don't think he checked the actual key item. He might have during that brief period where we lost his stream. At least we know he is not going to have a key item that we don't know about or anything. I do know he has gone through the same bosses, so he does have that check available, but he may try to save it and go back later to potentially double dip with the package. Maybe a cheeky package check later. Soleras picking up coffins. Yeah, picking up coffins, picking up hourglasses. He's off to Castle Evelyn to loot it.
To do the full Evelyn play here. You can get some good stuff here. I mean, his edge is sitting good, but I mean, Masamune Eras are always good. A lot of money to buy all the Bacchus you want.
Yeah, money always welcome. Finding Drain Spear, Lunar Staff for one of our white mages later on. So we got a dart, we got something for a healer. Probably still hunting for those trap chests though. Surprisingly, didn't run into one at all yet. Still hasn't run into one, so they're clustering somewhere.
Rex thinks, a light sword is a good dart, but it's also a lot of money, and sells that as everything he wants. And we're going down. We get a free loot of the entire hook route too, having seen them.
It's very nice. There's another curse string for Rexbanner. Soleras, meanwhile, finding the Black Cat and Lamia trap chest, stopping him with an hourglass, and I believe I saw right before he looted that, out of the pot, in the left tower, he managed to pull a full moon. So now he could potentially even move that edge into the back row if he had the room to do so.
Yeah, that's really nice, because back row glitches off, but you can still back row, and there are times when that's a lifesaver.
Yep, you can. So for people who are not familiar with the glitch, if you normally in Final Fantasy IV, even in the vanilla game, if you equip someone with a weapon in their right hand or in the appropriate hand, that would make them capable of doing full damage for the back row. Then taking off, that bit that says they can do full damage to the back row just stays on. Because this game has some fun little glitches in it for being so complex for its time. That glitch is turned off on the Red Moon flag set, but you can still put a back row weapon in somebody's hand and put them back there.
So we're gonna see either a fifth objective or a free fight on the hook route.
Yes, so we are either going to get the Water Hag or the Rubicant Spot Alt Gauntlet, and I like both possibilities, honestly.
Yeah, the runners will be happy to see that, because either way it represents something positive for them. It's like it's not going to be something that's going to absolutely blow them away at Ruby, and maybe they get another objective out of it.
Yep, you don't hate to see it if you're a runner here. Soleras continuing his looting of Evelyn Castle. Rexbanner continuing on and just looting inside Tower of Evelyn to find these Mad Ogres who, as you saw from that 2700 damage swing from Edge, these are mages.
They look like mages.
Yes, those look like every mage you've ever seen in an RPG, right?
Yeah.
Big hulking, muscle-bound, toga-clad ogres.
It's it's an illusion that they cast to intimidate their foes.
Oh, they're really just those tiny mages that you find on the waterfall. They're
Exactly.
casting an ogre illusion.
Yeah, exactly. And they found out how to actually punch you really hard.
It's just a fireball. They just make it look like a fist.
Okay. Maybe they cast fast on themselves, like from Final Fantasy 1 or something. I did not see that chat. What was in that chat that flashed a little too quick?
That looked like a helmet. It did not look like anything especially useful. I'm sure if it was extremely useful, we'd probably see Rex equipping it right now.
Soleras gets a helmet too, a nice hat, the glass hat, and that's really good defense.
Yeah, that's really nice for these white mages who can't take a punch. You put the glass hat on them and suddenly they can. Oh, Firebird Lover in chat, thank you. An elixir from the ogre chest. It's not even a hat.
Pro loot. It is tier 5, and that is the best you can hope for sometimes from that chest. It's not the highest rated chest. But we are going to get Hook Dive now, and this is pretty quick. We're at 28 minutes, and I've had a couple wipes, so Rex is making really good time here.
So I'd like to point out the other thing Soleras is doing here is utilizing the combo you never see in vanilla of Porum and Edge to fluster these ogres with Cry and then steal Bacchus Wands. He is loading up to ensure that if he doesn't find them later, he's got some for the Berserkers in his party.
He hasn't peeked the boss, so unfortunately doesn't know that it's not going to be a huge challenge. Although the first spot always can be. Let's see what we got.
I see orbs.
Yeah, orbs are kind of slow, but not too threatening. And I think we have some darts to help our cause.
Yeah, everyone loves orbs. Best thing about orbs, in my opinion, fixed damage. So the fact that this spot can get kind of punchy doesn't super matter. And that wall isn't really going to stop this this punch mage and this ninja here. Yeah, this is not a tricky hook route, all things considered, and I'm sure runners are happy to see that. Although it just means that these trickier bosses are getting pushed further and further into the seed. Dark Knight Cecil could be somewhere truly punishing at this point.
And with this party and with the Darkness Crystal, there's little incentive for them to do music right now. They both faded it. So we'll see if that comes into play later. It does have a high percentage chance for a key item, and we don't have a lot of gating key items yet that we're looking for, like the Baron key, but they could be elsewhere as well. I also saw a crystal ring in Soleras' inventory. That's a nice little piece of gear. Yeah,
that's really nice protective loot being offered up by the chests in Emlyn Castle between that and the glass hats. So Soleras going to have an easier time keeping his white mages alive against physical damage, and that crystal ring's also got some speed manipulation involved on it, if I remember correctly.
So let me ask you a question here. We have a blue robe. If it is Gauntlet, we have 5 bosses already. There's an average of 2 bosses on the moon. We don't have a pass. How early do you think we could see a moon dive here?
See, now that depends. So our runners really have two things they need to do. As you said, if this is the Alt Gauntlet, that's 5 down. They need to find 2 bosses, and they need to grind up to a high enough level to fight Zemus. We know that they have access to hourglasses, and we know that they have, as soon as they get underground, access to sirens, even if they can't find them in a store. So that does raise the potential of going straight, like checking your easy underground fights. Like you can just go peek the Fey March real quick, and then maybe go check the moon right away, because that's a lot of bosses you have access to, and also a very easy way to do a grind with hourglasses hourglasses and sirens. You have access to the gold dragon grind right off the bat.
And all the speculation, and all we get is a pep talk.
It's just
not even here.
Oh.
But the Tower of Wishes, Eddie is pumped right now. Anne is like, tell him how to live his best life,
Please go life coach my boyfriend, even though I'm dead.
Now, if we get a spoon somewhere, with this party, I'm digging a spoon.
Yeah, I would potentially dig him back out in exchange of probably Yang. Or no, I'm looking at Rexbanner's side, and I would probably swap it for Sid. Because you've got your anchoring situation taken care of by slapping a cursed ring on Iridia. You obviously want to keep Porum around. You could find ogres for Bacchuses again. You could go down into the music cave.
Soleras even has a glass hat and a crystal ring, so I mean that's gonna be even not a ton of HP. It's gonna be a pretty beefy bard. He'll eat his porridge.
Yeah, he'll be okay. And if you find him an apple somewhere, maybe you can feed him an apple.
32-minute pitfall. That is quick. I hope Rex is feeling good about that.
Yeah, Rex is, despite those early wipes to the Wyvern, Rex has lost no time in getting underground, and Soleras is right on his tail. We did find the evil wall. I believe somebody peeked it at the top of the tower.
And I like that grind Rex did there too. Like if you played Falcon Percent, those 4 ogres are just such a good way to go to get what you need to dive the hook route, and it's quicker than going back to Eblin. Yeah, you get less loot, but you get through quicker. So now we see Soleras with a bit of a loot advantage, Rex with a bit of a time advantage.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which one works out in the end. But for now, Soleras still has to get through that hook route, which is not going to be a problem. And Rex is going down to pick up a free key item and peek who's hanging out in the Fey Marsh this evening.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You get access to a shop that might have your Sirens, might have your Bacchus. You get 2 bosses and a key item. And you don't have to fight anything if you don't want to.
Nope. Sometimes information is the best thing you can loot out of the Fey Marsh.
And then the downside, the risk you take is if you have a required boss you can't beat here that you didn't grind for, and you might have to double dip.
Yeah, so there's our freebie item. It is the Legend Sword. Not gonna be that useful. I doubt we'll see a forge unless the adamant turns up real soon. On the other hand, there is a free fight in the Fey Marsh today. Looks like King Queen and Eblin hanging out in the Leviathan spot.
Kind of like the choice to leave that King Queen there because it's free, but it's also time consuming, and you have access to a lot of what you need in the seed. Really, statistically, you're only looking for one more boss before taking a moon dive if you're feeling adventurous. So maybe saving that free fight for later if you need it is a good play.
Interesting find here for Rex. Hasn't checked the item shop yet, but did find ninja swords for sale in the weapon shop. Didn't actually look at the item shop at all. He's just gonna leave. Maybe figures he's got to come back for that free fight anyway. You can check the item shop then. He's got other stuff to do right now that's a higher priority.
Yeah, a little bit less looting. With a little bit less looting, it might not have the funds even to shop much there.
Yeah, I had to sell a lot of things, including that curse ring, to be able to afford that ninja sword. Didn't see what Soleras did, but ended up getting Globe 199 by the CPUs. So I would guess maybe attempted to use a J item to get through it.
Now he's going to get the news that this is just a water hag 3 hits and we're falling.
Yeah, sorry, no gauntlet here. Okay, Sid already has on one of the curse rings. Okay, I did not see that Rex had already equipped one at this point, so yeah, you can sell the spare. You don't need to. Not unless you're trying to do something silly like fighting Rubicon with curse rings and element absorbing armor.
There you go.
Alright, Rex can go and check Dwarf Castle.
Yeah, these tier 5 shops are great, but that one wasn't great. I saw Odin, I saw tents.
Odin, Tent, and Hermes are our finds in Dwarf Castle today.
That's not the dream.
No, it's 0 sirens in a dream. I believe our runners might have to go steal them if they want them, unless it's in that Fey March shop that we didn't look at. But considering we have Borum and we have Borum and we have Edge, we can get as many sirens as we need access to.
And maybe the Hemingway commune has some too. We'll see.
Sure.
Stay tuned.
They may be selling sirens since they are the only place untainted by capitalism. Space.
Oh, Soleras hit a trap. I forgot to warn him.
Oh no, the pitfall
Pitfall.
catches everybody. Oh well. Here he is. Rexbanner stopping to shop in Aggert.
I don't think we mentioned this before, but do you see who was on top of that tower?
Was that an evil wall?
It was Evil Wall.
Yes. Chat spotted that one. I did not. Thank you again, chat. So we know where that evil wall is when we want to go fight it. Fair exchange for not getting to fight the alt gauntlet there.
Yeah, so that even further incentivizes the runners to try to figure out their grind plans. Because that evil wall right now is not so pleasant. Punches, it's fast, has a lot of HP.
So that was interesting. Rex went up to shop at Aggert, didn't find what he was looking for, came back down. Okay. Yeah, but they might not be ready for that evil wall yet. It's gotta be mean.
Now, if we do some sirens here and get... Oh, I just saw Rex does not have Rosa, so we won't be getting Cure 3.
Yeah, he opted for just the Porum. I figured one white mage was enough. We're gonna knock Rydia over here and Porum. Huh. Rex may be hoping to set up a slingshot later.
I wonder if we're gonna see... Could we be looking at a Mac Giant grind? Or are we setting up to get a... Interesting. I'll be watching what he has up his sleeve this time.
I'm just curious to see what he does now at this point. There we go. Soleras peeking the boss I didn't see before. That is an Astra in the Dwarf Castle 1 spot. Rex reset out of it so quickly I didn't get to see it dance. Soleras is going to go fight it.
Yeah, we got an abundance of mute knives for her, too.
Yeah, we've got at least one mute knife for every face on Astra, so there's knives to go around here. Asura is sometimes a threatening boss if you can't lock her out of being able to heal herself, but Mute Knives change that equation because she is considered a mage. But first we must...
It'll take time to take out Rydia.
Yeah, you've got time because she will not attack you. You've got plenty of time. Oh, we get a berserk edge here. Here we go. I should probably put him in the front row though. Maybe somebody will switch lines.
I think we got a full moon.
Oh, he's got the full moon. Okay, I thought he had a ninja sword on.
We're at 2 and done this fight.
Yeah, this will be no big deal.
Oh,
maybe.
3 and done.
Alright, Rex is back in the overworld and is Rex check music. He's gonna check music for us.
And you know what else he might do? He might do the move that is named after him in this tournament.
I admit I do not know what that is.
The Rexbanner check. So if you go and check Zot 1 and you don't have a crystal, just to see the boss there, that is what is affectionately known as the Rexbanner. You might see that.
Well, that's one way to get some information, because that, I was going to say, will he be able to see who the Dwarf 2 boss is then? No, a little cutscene won't play on, will it?
Nope, you can only check the first spot, but it is a boss that you have instant access to checking. Oh, and it's a tease. We don't get the Rexbanner.
Oh, Rex is hunting for something. Rex is looking for life potions.
I think Rex is going to Mac Giant.
Oh, that's exciting. I haven't seen a Mac Giant grind yet.
He's been a showman in this tournament, so Max Giant, I think, is going to happen. Interesting to see if we get a Rosa for reflex strats picked up, because I think we have Blink on Porum, and if you slingshot Rosa, then you have White Nuke.
Kind of looks like Rexbanner is just doing the step manipulation, then he's going straight to the giant.
Chat asking if Karate is dangerous anywhere. I played the other night, and Karate annihilated me at King Queen Evelyn. So, there's a spot.
Yeah, Karate is bad. Karate is bad anywhere that high physical damage shows up. So you can, because those melee swings can decimate you even if the kicks don't. things like the CPU spot in the Giant or the Leviathan spot in Feymarch, Cave Bahamut. These are all really nasty places to find him, but place I see him be a roadblock is the one you talked about there, that King Queen Evelyn spot when you face him there, because he's usually much faster than your party. The kicks are knocking off a ton of everyone's HP, and then he's probably swinging and knocking someone over every melee attack.
Yeah, go into that spot unanchored and see how things go for you.
It will not end well. I believe I just saw Soleras pick up mute bells.
Ah, interesting. So maybe thinking about a grind up on it.
Maybe warlocks. Warlocks are always there. I don't know. Everyone doing something unusual on this one. I like it. So we got Rexbanner tricking out. Yep, there's Edge with a Thunderclaw and a Ninja Sword. So we are going to get Mac Giants.
Fantastic. I don't know that I've seen a Mac Giant grind yet in this tournament.
I know I haven't. For people who are unfamiliar with what Rex just did, there are ways that the community has completely sussed out and charted where you can figure out which RNG seed you're on, because there's a limited number in the game, and then turn off encounters, go to the Giant of Battle, turn them on, and then pull up exactly the extremely XP lucrative fight that you want. In this case, Rexbanner is going to go find one that will reward him with a Siren that summons Mac Giants, so he can continue to fight Mac Giants with weapons that are strong at fighting giants or machines, and thus get a ton of XP really easily.
I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for Soleras. You know why?
What's this?
Because he could get underground now.
Yay! Oh, yay! He did it! He found the thing. As I was saying, this is what happens when the admin stops trying to stop deep machine fights. I think those two charts occurred around the same time, if I remember correctly. All right, so with any luck, this Searcher, when Rexbanner hits it, will produce a Mac Giant, and then he'll kill that Mac Giant, perform the life glitch on it, and then punch it again and turn up another Mac Giant. And we'll just keep doing this until he has the number that he wants.
Get our party nice and blinked up. And what are we using to beat these Mac Giants? I saw a Thunderclaw.
Yeah, I believe we have I know we have a Thunderclaw on Edge. We might have a second one on Yang. I haven't checked. And unfortunately, I don't think Edge has, or Sid has any of his anti-giant machinery, or anti-machinery gear. Maybe a hammer.
Dwarfax?
Yeah, it could be a Dwarfax. But I think we're mostly relying on Yang and Edge here.
Soleras is taking this free fight here, which, if you're not going to Mac Giant grind, this makes some sense. You're going to get quite a bit of XP out of this. Key item check. Notice we're fast anchored with Edge. That actually speeds up the fight by about 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's
take their turns quicker.
That is very smart. And oh no, his parents are conscious. Sorry, Edge, but now they're just going to fade away. All right, Rexbanner beginning his Mac Giant grind in earnest. Here's the first one, so we'll have to see how far it goes. And Soleras, in the meantime, probably going to hit a few other checks for us here. We'll see some more key items in the meantime. Let's see what this King Queen Evelyn has for us. It's the Tower Key.
Tower Key. That is a gating key item. That's an important one.
Yeah, that's very tempting, since that now lets him do the full tower check.
So, Rex will probably do the full giant after this. So we have quite a bit of parity now. We have Soleras with a tower key at Rex will likely fade, having not done King Queen thus far. And Rex has a couple bosses at the giant. And given that we found so many bosses already, and we have a evil wall known at the tower, bosses are at a premium right now.
Yep, Soleras looks like he's first, though, going to give us a look down at Luca Cave. It's just not bad. It's maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes run up and down, minus whatever time it takes you to fight the boss. And you can just reset out if you don't need the item or the boss. But again, very interesting check to just go ahead and get over with while he's down here. So there's opting to check everything that he has keys for.
It probably resets out of anything but a gating key item. Here, assuming it's not a boss.
Yeah, which we are running low on at this point. The Zot 2 spot is still gated behind the Earth Crystal. There's technically a boss gated behind the package. And the Baron key, I believe. Pan mostly just yielding other key items.
We do have 7 key items, so I mean, we're not too far from 10, but you don't want to walk just a key item out of here. It's pretty slow.
Yeah, that's it would have to be something worthwhile here.
Ooh, a pass.
Potentially something worthwhile.
And I don't know that we have levels on any black mages to warp out with either. I think if you don't have a boss here, I think you reset out and just take your chances.
Yeah,
with the and that's what we're doing.
With the early darkness, he's fine. Especially since it is looking more and more like everything is going to be on the moon, if it's not in Baron or Zot.
So I feel like this tower key boss is very important, because we get a required boss here is a really big deal.
Yeah, this is where this is probably where Soleras is hoping Dark Knight Cecil or Odin are hiding.
Right, with 600 hit points or so, you get through pretty quickly. There's some gross things here, like you don't want to see a mom bomb sits there, it takes a bunch of time. Even Dark Elf isn't the best.
Yeah, or we did see the Dark Elf though, luckily, so it can't be that.
Oh, we did. Not Dark Elf.
Hiding in Waterfall.
Oh my.
It's Odin.
Oh my. Okay, so what? Rex is gonna want a boss at the giant here now.
So this, that's a lot of value in the tower then, because now Soleras is going to go up and flag his sixth out of 7 of the bosses by fighting the Eden Wall.
So Rex will have the level advantage, but Soleras has a boss at a spot Rex is very likely to fade. So, say advantage swinging to Soleras here, I would have said Rex probably had an advantage prior to that. The merit of this grind.
This is just going back and forth based on each discovery they find here. Like Rexbanner is going to be able to blow through the remainder of his checks with ease, but I mean, will he even return for that King Queen Evelyn? And how long until he does?
I really like the use of stop by Rex. As soon as those giants are coming out, he's casting stop and making sure they don't get turns.
Yeah, honestly, something I didn't even remember that Rydia got. It is making this a lot easier for him. So, all right, here we go. Here's an evil wall. This could be a tricky fight, depending. The speed here is not super good, which is going to be in Soleras' advantage. But evil wall also is it cheats.
It could cheat as much as it wants, but Edge is back road with a crystal ring and possibly even a glass hat. So that punchy evil wall just hit him for 8.
Yeah, boss check is the blue robe spot for him. That spot there at the top of the tower shows you the boss that is in the 2nd position on the hook route, the Rubicon spot. So they've already seen it when they had to come down through the hook route. The Dwarf Castle 2 boss is shown by whoever zaps you when you show up at the Tower of Zot with the Earth Crystal.
Looks like Rex is just about through his grind here.
Yeah, Rex probably having to kill a few more Mac Giants than usual, because without 10 key items, he's not earning double XP. but he is slingshotting. It looks like Porum and Rydia simultaneously, so they'll get extra XP for being 5 levels below the mean level of the party, median level of the party.
That's a big deal because you can't without the key items. It's a lot of Mac Giants. You have to be.
It's a lot of Mac Giants.
Rydia needs a lot of XP to start nuking things.
Yeah, Rydia, unfortunately, very XP hungry, needing over 1 million XP to get to nuke. Might not get there, but we'll get her close enough that he will finish it off through the rest of the bosses. Soleras only getting a ninja shirt from the evil wall, but more importantly, getting that evil wall. Soleras now in a hunt for the 7th boss.
Yeah, and also a hunt for sirens, because we have a couple, and it looks like we're going to do some warlocks, but without that many sirens, I mean, that's not an incredible amount of XP. Not enough to do Z without kind of a slow Z fight with weak Zerkers. So we'll see what his plan is. Probably hit the moon shop, see if we can get more sirens.
Luckily, if he, yeah, I was gonna say if he wants them, he's in the spot for him. Knock down everybody except Porum and Edge. Have Porum cry for a bit, and then steal as many as you can carry. Honestly, I might have considered doing it even before triggering this cutscene and leaving if I were Soleras, just to make sure I had them.
One thing he might do also is check to see if they're available. Let's see where we go. Oh, we have the pan, so that could be 10 key items here if we turn it in, but we're not going to. Okay, nope. So one thing you could do is check for sirens up on the moon, and if they're not there, you can steal them in the giant as you're checking that if you wanted to. Although I think you'd have to then leave the giant, use it. So either way is a bit
very
slow.
possible. I think Soleras may be banking on finding what he needs on the moon, not really worrying about key items from Sheila. Checking the waterfall, which I guess he hasn't done yet.
Yeah, a little bit of panic maybe. Oh wait, is my last boss in the waterfall? No,
you never know. You suddenly remember those checks you haven't done. Rexbanner's grind is over. I saw Porum up to white, and might have been a nuke there on Rydia. So time to go blow things up. Got 2 ogre axes. Great if he wants to do a Mac Giant grind.
Yeah, that's great for a Mac Giant grind. Very nice of them.
Oh,
You in second Mac Giant grind?
Rex just leaving. Bye.
Oh, interesting. Gonna go right for the evil wall, probably, hoping that maybe it has a key item that do the next boss.
Yep, not bad. Hopefully remembers to take on the King Queen Emblem first, since they're there and free. Otherwise, we'll be disappointed to just run all the way up the tower, up Keyless Tower for a ninja shirt and a boss. Not what you want.
Interesting to see Soleras taking some eggs here. Maybe the he'll bank on getting 10 key items and then just fighting some moon bosses for the remaining XP.
That's possible. Moon bosses, and I mean, if he really wants to get cheeky, moon treasure chests yield a pretty great amount of XP to the point that he could forego a traditional grind as long as he's able to get through them fast enough. Soleras has a bunch of sirens. Where did he get those? I just saw he had a second stack of sirens.
Really? Well, that's some ninja stealing sirens.
Must have been. I clearly didn't watch him close enough. Rexbanner going up the tower without the tower key. So going to go take that evil wall out since he knows where it is. Smart. Yeah, see Soleras down here cracking into 9. It was 10 sirens, but...
oh, Rex didn't check the Fey March.
Oh, yes, that's right.
There. Okay.
Yeah, so Soleras. So that's another piece of info Soleras doesn't have. But Rex, I imagine Rex was already focused on getting that Mac Giant grind in his near future, so he didn't even bother to look. Yeah, at this point, it pretty much has to be Fey March. It wasn't Tamra, it wasn't Dwarf Castle, and it wasn't Eblin, so that leaves the Fey March. And it wasn't the Moon, because no one has gone to see what the Hummingway Collective is selling yet.
So, let's see, what are we going to see from Rex? Check this spot, see what the key item is. Probably do Luca, and then I would guess we see the Rexbanner. I wonder if we see a harp check first. He's more incentivized to do all these checks because he'll only have 5 bosses, whereas Soleras could, if he gambles Moon, only needs one boss up there.
Yeah, Soleras could potentially go up here and find his last boss right off the bat in cave value, and then he can just hit easy moon bosses for XP and swag walk on down to Zemus. This seed could be even jettier than we were anticipating.
Yeah, we're not even to the hour mark yet. We have 6 bosses. We have our grind done.
Got the darkness, got the whole map open. I mean, Soleras can even get underground. So, you'd love to see it.
It is exciting.
I just hope someone checks music, because that would just really round out this whole thing, get a nice jetty seed and also a music check too.
Yeah, we could see it from Rex.
I imagine Rex will be more interested in clearing out these underground checks here right now, since they require a little more effort. He can do both the Fame Arch bosses very easily now between that Rubicant and then the free fight. He can more easily get through without having to wait for them to run their script.
Yeah, given that we didn't go immediately do the moon bosses, yeah, we'll probably get a Luca check too.
Alright, Soleras diving into Cave Value, Cave Bahamut. Let's see what we got over here on the left. It's a blue, I think I saw a blue robe.
Like kind of an aquatic, hard-shelled blue thing.
Yeah, more of a blue shell. Rude.
Yeah, likes to help you surf. Yeah, that can stay right there. That can stay all the way right there.
Tonight we do not dine on turtle soup, no.
Until we find out it has the Baron key and both our required bosses.
Yes, Dark Moon Cecil on, or Dark Moon? Wow. Dark Knight Cecil on the Odin Throne and the Alt Gauntlet stacked up inside the King's Robes. Clearly that's where our other bosses are.
That would undo our Jet Seed, wouldn't it?
Yes, especially if Soleras has to check all these moon bosses to get that wisdom.
Interesting to see if Soleras didn't look like an absolutely full grind. It kind of looked like a half grind. So that might incentivize them to take some more of these moon boss checks. I think we'll see face checking. I think we're in full face check mode, but we'll see if we're also in grab a little bit of XP mode if the boss isn't too terrible.
Yeah,
that's a terrible boss.
That's a terrible boss. Leave it where it is. Yeah, Soleras is going to definitely do some moon bosses here. As Chad pointed out, he picked up some mute bells too, so he's in position to grab some warlocks for a grind. If moon bosses don't get him all the way there, he might even have some hourglasses left over to hit some gold dragons. So Soleras did, as you said, kind of a half grind, and then just hoping to finish it out up here on the moon while finishing up his objectives.
This is an interesting gamble. He's going to go walk down the lunar subterranean knowing he can't get a pass down here. That pass is in the Luca Cave. So if you don't have your last boss down here, you are either walking that subterranean twice or going and getting that pass out of the Luca Cave, neither of which is an appealing option.
Yeah, Soleras is really gambling on his bosses being here. Interesting thing to note, Rex left the giant without checking either boss after doing his grind. Rex also just reset the oh, okay, he just found the cave value boss, never mind. But yeah, so we still don't know what that first boss on the giant is, and that could potentially have been a required boss, one of our required bosses as well, although looking at the ones that are available, I wouldn't want to find Dark Knight Cecil there. The Alt Gauntlet would be fine.
Once Rex goes down here and sees this Ogo, I'll be curious to see what his next move is. Does he then go check the giant before walking the lunar subterranean? Go check some earth checks? Or go fight stuff hoping to get the pass? There's quite a few options on the table.
Yeah, and Rex doesn't really need to fight any of these bosses, unlike Soleras, who probably needs to take at least these two, whether he wants to or not, for XP.
I wonder if we're seeing that gamble now. If this is why Soleras is doing this, because of the very long time loss we had in Baron 1.
Yeah, is that Mylon White pushing him to this? We find an antlion in its natural habitat on the moon, and Soleras now finds the officer-soldier fight in the best place you could find it, I think, here in the ribbon room. With he is loaded with hourglasses to stop them and potentially get full XP value from this fight.
It's a fun fight too because, especially if you have life too, you can get a lot of XP out of here with that officer, bring them back.
Yeah, this could be very, very lucrative for him. Didn't bring any coffins, unfortunately, but that's okay. An hourglass will stop him, and then you just berserk up your edge and let him take 1,000,000 turns in a row, apparently.
So Rex is walking down the subterranean. So we're going to get 2 subterranean walks tonight.
It would be interesting to see if Rex checks the Crystal Sword altar. Soleras marched on right past that one. It will be his last check on the moon, I'm sure, if he doesn't find what he wants before then.
So Rex needs one of 2 things. Either for there to be no bosses on the moon, or for there to be a boss on the Crystal Sword and the Mass on the moon altar. That is required. Just one boss here spells doom.
Yeah, because if there's just one boss, then that's fantastic news for Soleras, and then Rex still has to go home somewhere else. And there's the potential for something like the Baron Key to even lead Rex away from finishing checking the moon. So he's definitely, I'd say, incentivized to clear it so he doesn't have to come back. Boy, this officer has a lot of HP. There we go.
So let's see what the officer is guarding tonight.
Yeah, Rex will be able to get through this mighty fast. He will be able to coffin that officer if he wants to. Rat Tail Ninja Sword. Rat Tail could be guarding one of our other gating key items, but
yeah, it could be. So I don't know that we got a pan check either. So Soleras has a few things that could lead to bosses here.
Yeah, Soleras has the pan, picked it up, and then turned around and went straight to the moon. It does have 10 key items though, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, not quite 10 yet. But maybe he'll have a 10th one here soon, if there's something on this Masa altar.
Yeah, moment of truth for Game 1 in this exciting semifinals game.
It was like, who's gonna check it first? Yeah, these oh, it's the All Gauntlet. I've been wanting one of these for the whole tournament. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Although, it's a good thing though. The Thunder Claws are nice.
Oh, but this is terrible news.
Nobody
for
can
Rex.
wear Dragoon armor. We're gonna see some heat rays.
Yeah, this is what you described. This is the worst case for Rexbanner. There is, unless there's something on the Crystal Sword altar, unless Dark Knight Cecil is on the Crystal Sword altar. This is the worst possible case for Rex, and fantastic for Soleras.
Even if our Dark Knight is on the Crystal altar, this is going to get Soleras quite a few levels. Should you survive? That is a caveat. This is not an easy fight without anti-dragon gear. Like, you can get all the way to that single dragon fight, or even the double dragons, and then take an incredibly long wipe.
Yeah, Bimmy and Jimmy are some mean dragons. Evil Mask doing what it does, reflecting spells off of itself. And this is just the first fight in the gauntlet.
Right. This is going to go a lot quicker for Rex because of the grind, and also a little bit more safety. But after that, he has to have behind the crystal altar.
Yeah, it's going to be great that he can get through this, and maybe that will give him some time to find something else that he needs. But oof, here we have a behemoth. They're friends.
Oh, you know what? We do have anti-crystal gear. We have a crystal ring on Edge, so a bit less scary. Heat ray still a thing.
Question from chat: how does HP work for the gauntlet? It mostly doesn't. The gauntlet is just made up of 5 random encounters that you would find in the general area. So these are just 5 random lower inner part of the moon encounters. and you just fight them back to back. So that's why sometimes fighting the Aug Gauntlet at things like, say, the element spot can be good, because then instead of sitting through literal max HP, you're just fighting 5 random encounters on the giant.
Very rude. Behemoth takes out Edge here.
Rude. Oh yeah, that's Rex would probably like that back up. Of course, I think his power right now is mostly Porum and Rydia, but I would still pick up that Edge.
Yeah, because this gauntlet, the mean fights are the back end of it. You can lose. I mean, you lose 10 minutes here. Things go poorly.
Yeah, I'm always rooting for this because this is a very nasty gauntlet. What's the fourth encounter? Because I know we have Evil Mask, Behemoth, Evil Mask.
Then we get Heat Ray.
Ah, that's right.
We're not avoiding it, I don't think. We can nuke it, but maybe Rex has a chance.
Yeah, of course, from the chat is no memes a meme. Yes, the fact that there are no memes in the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise community is at this point itself a meme.
I suppose if the dragons bring sandwiches, they might be Jimmy and John.
Yes, please. Alright, Soleras onto the second Evil Mask fight, I think. Oh man, yeah, the Evil Mask being extremely rude on Rex's side. The wall to wall the entire party, then keeping him from berserking any of his characters with Porum. So everybody just bouncing spells at each other.
Yeah, the nukes and whites are pretty nice.
Yeah,
to use, not the ones that are falling on his face.
Yeah, not the ones. Oof.
Edge repeatedly.
Oh man, I don't know what Edge did to the AI, but it's mad at him. Alright, here we go.
Here
Red
we go.
Dragon.
Time for Heat Ray.
We all love Heat Rays.
And punch. Oh
Oof.
god, that's so fast.
Oh
Pretty's still
no!
alive. He is still alive, and we got a life 2 coming out. Oh man, this dragon is so mean. Oh, okay, we're alive still.
Punch. Oh, somebody's gonna live through this next Heat Ray, maybe.
Elixirs.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
Oof. Oh, well, oh
Okay,
no, it's
yeah,
on both sides.
Second nuke. Okay. Okay. Here comes Heat Ray for Soleras. Heat Ray. Oh, it's so brutal. People are alive. Really well placed here for there, but I mean we're not out of this yet.
Nope. And here we are with the double red dragons. Yay!
These guys are little. These guys will be better for Soleras because 1000 Berserk Young. This is not great. But if we get to the double dragons for Soleras, they don't Heat Ray unless there's just one of them, and we have anti-dragon gear.
Yeah, Soleras putting that image on Edge so he can dodge out initial punch, but then Edge just eating a Heat Ray. If he can get through this dragon, you know.
Oh no! Oh no! I can't watch. This is so brutal. Heat Rays.
Unfortunately, our job is to watch and also talk about it. So while they're doing this, I just want to give a shout out to these two runners who are putting on this amazing show. And remember, this is just the first of a potential 3 matches. This is a best of 3 in the semifinals. So give Rexbanner and Soleras a follow, and we'll keep coming back to watch them do more races. Also, I want to give a shout out to Alicel for rolling this amazing seed that has turned into this race of races. Doing all the restreaming, of course, the hard part. Shout out to Soapbox Gamer, getting to line up a lot of boss buttons, if not a lot of key items. Doing tracking, which, in my opinion, one of the hardest jobs as well. And shout out to Mike34, been a fantastic commentator with you here this evening, this late night match, and just fantastic person in general.
Hey, and yourself as well. Go follow the Stoppable Force guy. He knows his stuff. And go follow Soleras, who just masterfully got through that double that red dragon fight. That was something to behold.
Yeah, there was a lot of punching, a lot of 1,000 damage swings, but he got through it. They're up, and unfortunately now he has to fight these two. Rexbanner getting just a glass hat for his trouble, going up to check the crystal sword altar. For Rex to get back in this, he's really hoping that this is Dark Knight Cecil.
Yeah, and Soleras isn't through this gauntlet yet. The worst fight is through. I mean, having to get through a single red dragon with a berserk Yang hitting for 1,000 damage. That's not the dream.
Yeah, I think part of the. I think Yang still has on his default Fire Claw. It might have actually been better to unequip Yang entirely.
So I think Soleras can be safe here. Even if he just has edge for some reason, if everyone goes down and he can't get people back up, if he times his damage between the two, so that he doesn't take a heat ray from a single one, they're never going to punch him down. The crystal ring is going to keep him going, and unfortunately for Rex, that is a Valvalis, which means he has to go back to Earth, find a boss, then walk the lunar subterranean, which Soleras isn't going to have to do.
Yeah, it is now time for Rex to go, what did I miss? And I imagine it's going to start with that free fight at King Queen Evelyn, which luckily is exactly where he needs to go. And you can see him leaving a safe here on the moon just in case he's wrong. Oh, he's going to go check the bosses on the giant. That could be interesting. Unfortunately, we know that he is looking for exactly Dark Knight Cecil on the giant.
Right, which is a pretty quick fight, but not so quick that you can walk the subterranean. Again, although I mean these dragons are rude. They are slow. They're punchy. Slow to beat. And,
yeah. The AI is hitting exactly who Soleras doesn't want them to hit every time. Like, he would love for them to just keep swinging on edge. That's exactly what he needs to happen, in fact. But they are going after... You see, as soon as Rosa puts up blinks, they go after that Rosa. If he reses Purim or Yang, they are immediately going to go after Purim or Yang.
This has to feel so bad, too. You don't know if you're in the lead right now. He doesn't know that he's in this advantage. He just knows he's been fighting this gauntlet for like 8 minutes, and it's going to be going for a while longer.
Yeah, and he is going to scrap everything to get through this fight because it is his last boss. He knows if he can just get through this fight, he's got his crystal. All right, Rexbanner has made his way back into the giant. Let's see who's in the first boss spot. It's the Calbrina.
It's these guys. Ugh.
Well,
we have an hourglass left.
Yeah, the one benefit here is their XP gets split up so that the bulk of it ends up on the big doll. If you're looking for XP, that's bad, but if you're just looking to get through this fight quickly, that's fantastic. And an hourglass 2 will stop the back 3 so that they cannot turn into Calbrina.
Okay, so now we're down to just edge over on Soleras' side, and this is fine as long as we don't see heat ray. And honestly, we might even be able to live through one heat ray. So I think he's okay.
Yeah, we just need edge to keep splitting his damage evenly. The AI is actually doing a pretty good job here of alternating swinging on the dragons. The melee attacks between the physical. Yes, there we go.
GG's to that was a gauntlet.
I'm sure he would have loved to have had some of that XP go to his white mages, but nope, just edge.
And you swag walk to Z here, right?
Oh, I don't know if he's ready for that. I think maybe you go back upstairs and fight a few dragons with those hourglasses that I saw in your inventory.
Do that again. Don't want to ever do that again, but you got to be thinking, oh, my opponent is like could be going to Z any second. This is intense for Soleras.
Yeah, what are we... Oh, there we go. Yeah,
we're gearing right now.
There's the reason.
Gearing now.
Oh, is he? He's not.
I think we're doing it.
Holy crap, he is.
Yeah. Oh, this is the
Swaggiest of
swaggiest
swag
swag walk.
walks. Oh my god, Soleras, don't wipe. That's all. I just don't
Oh.
lose, man. Holy crap! If he wins after this, Soleras is the hero of the people. Bilbo's swaggins, says Chad, and I agree.
Wow, I've never seen more swag.
No, ladies and gentlemen, Soleras is on top of being a fantastic human being, an amazing runner at this game, and the confidence here with this party to go, yeah, no, I was only swinging all those dragons for 1,000, but yeah, I can take Zemus now.
Okay, Rex not running into the boss. We're heading back to Earth.
Yep, uses his.
Now we might see the Rexbanner.
Maybe. Hopefully that pays off for him.
So, what's spooky about this fight for Soleras are some of our HP totals. We're going to have to nerf Z. And depending on where the counter nuke goes, you could have... it's possible you could get a counter nuke on Rosa and then a nerf Big Bang high roll and take out Poro. And you're in a lot of trouble. So we'll have to watch how this goes.
Oh, we forgot the thing, and the people are
the thing.
waving their flags very quickly.
What? Are we going to kick tonight?
No, Cranky Kong.
Cranky Kong, yeah.
We're going to beat him an old man.
Let's cut into the intensity of the race.
Oh, man, I guess we'll explain that in retrospect for anybody who is new here. Since we can't randomize the Ramesses' position, because having him show up at a random boss spot would be really nasty, we replace his sprite with well over, I believe, 600 plus now different appearances, which I affectionately refer to as Ramesses cosplay. And the question we ask is, which butt are we going to kick tonight? And in this case, it's Cranky Kong.
Well done, sir.
Whew. This race was just so intense, I didn't have time for memes.
Exactly. We're like he's swagging, and we're derelict on our jobs. Swag was too strong.
The swag overcame us. The power of swag compels you.
Okay, and we are getting the Rexbanner check too.
Okay, so Rex is going to go check Zot 1 and hope that it is the last boss he needs. He's looking for Dark Knight Cecil or Odin. We know that Odin is in the Tower of Babel Cannon Room. We haven't seen hide nor hair of Dark Knight Cecil yet. I said his name right that time. So, on Soleras' side, there's the first Big Bang coming out. That's the one that's easy to nuke, or easy to nerf. You see doing 600 to 700 damage. With his 2 white mages, going to be easy to heal back up, but these 2 are not swinging for much damage. So he is going to have to nerf multiple Big Bangs and then re-berserk his berserkers.
This is a slow... I mean, this feels so bad. You swag walked, you had a super slow fight at the gauntlet, and now you're doing 4,000 damage around. I think we even have the full moon on still.
Oh my goodness. So on Rex's side, the Rex check did not pay off, and Rex is going to go check music.
Alright, we'll get some music. This run has now had it all.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can see him delaying there, preparing to use a Thor Rage to nerf the Big Bang. For folks who are new to the mechanics here, if you toss out a spell at exactly the right time that causes Zemus to counter with a nuke spell, his script will cause him to lower his magic power so that the nuke, isn't super deadly. And then the Big Bang that comes out shortly after will be at a lower damage level. Right now he's hoping he did it correctly, otherwise Edge is about to eat dirt.
Edge might not make it anyway, 943, and that's kind of a higher
roll.
Edge. So if you see there, if Rosa had taken the counter nuke, and Forum takes enough damage from a Big Bang, you can lose there. But outside of that, and outside of running out of MP because of how little damage we're putting out, this is a measured, semi-safe.
Yeah, as long as Soleras is consistent at nerfing those Big Bangs, and doesn't get any stupid high rolls, this is basically going to be the tortoise and the hare. He's going to be slow and steady and win the race.
But that's kind of spooky, though. We got a shake, and we're trying a nerf. Usually you want Vidya doing that nerf, but let's see how we go here.
Yeah, let's all hold our breath, because on Rex's side, we're about to hear the stylings of DJ Spoony B. Alright, so this is tense.
Oh my gosh, we are out of
So,
life potions.
Yep, Soleras
We're
is
out of life
life
potions, and that gauntlet just took all of our stuff. So
Okay, gets the Cure 4 off with Rosa. That's nice. Unfortunately, here's an unnerf Big Bang.
I need a low roll.
He is banking on rolls here.
Very low roll.
Will someone live?
Oof.
Is it Rosa? Yes. Unfortunately, is Rosa about to get nuked? Probably.
Oh no. Is Virus next? I'm trying to remember the sequence here. Okay, we got a shake, but it's gonna keep in mind we're battle speed 2. So things are going really quick, and there's no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus.
Now, what Soleras doesn't know is that he's still quite a ways in the lead.
Yeah, except he has to go back and fight the gauntlet again.
He has to fight the gauntlet again, and but Rex is gonna have to find wherever this last boss is, and go walk down the subterranean again. So I mean,
Soleras, I see you looking at that menu. I know you're contemplating that forfeit. Don't do it. You're still in the lead, man.
You're in the lead. You haven't seen done yet. Someone typing. Someone else could be having a hard time with the gauntlet too.
What's paying off right now is that Rex is doing all the wrong checks. He doesn't know it yet, but he is steadfastly avoiding the one check.
And we get the forfeit.
There's the FF. Oh,
but
man.
I mean, you couldn't know. You couldn't know you were in a lead at 124 and having 15 minutes of gameplay left. Feels bad, but it's very well run by Soleras. Regardless, what happens here, I'm never gonna forget that gauntlet fight, and then the fortitude it took to just swag walk after it.
Yeah, look at it this way. He gave us a hell of a show, and it's only game 1. Soleras has to figure he can still come back in game 2 and 3 for the win if he needs to.
Rex is going to take out this Mylon Z.
Makes sense. Rex knows there's a boss somewhere around here that he hasn't fought yet and needs to. Reasons he won't have to go back to the moon correctly. Taking the pass makes sense for him.
And I wonder now, after this, where Rex goes. Does he go and take that free fight in the Fey March? I bet he takes the harder fight first, expecting his opponent have done another fight.
To have done that thing, yeah. I'm looking at his key items, and I think that's about the only place he has left to go is the Fey March. So he has to... Is the Fey March or Dwarf Castle 2? Because he doesn't know what's at Dwarf Castle 2 yet. He doesn't know that that's not anything important either. Fey March makes more sense, though, because you can see both your bosses right off the bat, and you don't have to sit through any cutscenes to get either one of them.
Yep, and we are warping our way out with Rydia, making herself pretty useful.
Yeah, not too bad. You know, like I said, he slingshotted her up to ultimate power levels, and it's paying off now with his nukes and his whites, and really having warp.
Yeah, Viridia's been really good on this flag set. Like, many times, like an early Leviathan just powers through early game. Getting Bahamut is awesome. There's so many reflex strats that having nuke is just super good, both for Z and through getting through bosses.
That was kind of funny. Rex landing the airship in a spot I didn't even know you could land it.
I'm taking the scenic route. Good moment. Enjoy the view. You know, the lava looks great this time of year down there in front of Dwarf Castle.
The scenic mountains around Dwarf Castle. Question from chat though. One wipe to Zemus, and it is a forfeit. Yes, Soleras would have also had to refight the alt gauntlet, which took him at his power levels at least. He'd be looking at least 15 minutes to even re-enter the Zemus fight, and assumes that he is at least that his opponent is at least that close. It's probably the correct decision here if he plans to then save his energy for for the next race or whatever. Honestly, it may just been frustration. That's on Soleras, and it's up to him.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to go and do that horrific gauntlet again?
Oh god, no one.
Like, I would rather go and search the rest of the seed for another boss before doing that again.
I would think about Heat Ray and then go, no, I'm done.
Yeah. There's already a battle of epic proportions. That's a win in itself.
Yeah, it's please no Heat Ray.
So Sura doesn't like 7,000 damage at a time.
No, and said this.
That's not why she came to Dwarf Castle.
No, she came to Dwarf Castle to dance in their unoccupied crystal ring.
Being a spy for Golda is not worth it. She should just kept her kingdom.
Alrighty, here's a karate man. This won't be difficult. Easy enough that I honestly didn't even see this fight happen the first time. So.
Not many HP here, one nuke and it's over.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're all just kind of waiting for Rex to go take his free fight and get his key. Dark Knight Cecil is today's hide and seek champion. So let's see, where could Dark Knight Cecil be at this point? We know he's not on the Giant.
I'm guessing he's in the Baron basement.
Yeah, Baron basement or Baron throne, one or the other.
Or possibly Earth 2.
Or package. He could be hiding. He could be hiding at the package.
Everyone, yeah, you're right. It's package. We know it's package. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If we got alt gauntlet at Masa, we definitely have DKC at package. That makes sense.
Did Rex get the? Rex doesn't have a rat tail either, you know. So I'm guessing we'll do Fey March next and get our go mode.
I guess I'll say the thing. Now Rex can get underground. Yay. Alright,
You
Rex.
did it.
Go fight the free boss of Fey March. There we go. We'll root him on in the direction where we know he needs to go. Yeah, DKC could I guess it could be at the Baron Throne, could be in the Baron basement. Could be yeah, he doesn't have this rat tail. Rat tail was the ribbon room, I think. So,
Ribbon room.
yeah, that's right.
I don't know if he'll take the free fight here though. We'll see.
I hope so.
I mean, depending on what the other fight has, but you did the grind, and Sumi, your opponent did. Sumi, your opponent did that free fight. Either way, we'll see go mode very soon here.
Yeah, and Rexbanner are not going to have to go back to the moon to do the fight either, which will be really nice for him. That save says to me that you're correct. He is going to take the Rubicon first, assuming that his opponent would have taken the harder fight alongside the free fight. There we go.
And there we go.
Yeah, someone in chat commenting on Yang's HP total. Yang actually does stop gaining HP after a while, but he's a beefy boy, and his real best weapon is levels. So we'll see him doing a little bit more than we have on the other half of the stream here. The first just pick up radio.
Yeah, the glares. Even with all these levels, you know, there's a lot of magic on this Ruby.
Yeah, this Oscar spot is fast and only slightly punchy, but the magic is pretty high here, so the glare gonna hurt.
You don't want to Berserk Fireclaw Yang this time.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that thing. It'd be nice if we had an Ice Claw here, but that seems to have been the one element while it stayed in hiding.
Ruby doesn't like
rare.
No, it's like nuke Rydia. No, I'll take out their strongest first.
And then Porno says, "Haha, I also have a spell." There we go, Rubicon Deal. Let's see what's here. If this is the Baron Key, surely he wouldn't chase that. Okay, just a light spear. Turn around and
chase the Baron Key. But
yeah, I think he would.
Now we need the key.
Just take this dart and throw it at the king. Let's get through here. Yeah, chat taking time to appreciate the video palette. All these wonderful palettes added to the game by our art director, Scala Kitty, along with the enormous selection of Soleras sprites, including Crankiness, which we saw earlier and we'll see again here shortly. It's just more wonderful contributions from this community that really make this game something special.
And if I'm interpreting speed runs the heaven follow, I believe that means go follow Scala Kitty.
Yeah, who speedruns Haven? Is this true, Scala? You speedrun Haven? I'm excited to see that. Yes, we got your secret. Rex gave it away in his naming scheme.
And you know, we get a chance at redemption here. Stoppable. We can do the thing with the Z-Flags.
We can do
another one didn't happen. I think they forgot by now.
No. I don't have to try to do it in one breath. Yay. Alright, there we go. Rex turns up the only key item at this point that can lead him anywhere. He is bound to go follow this and fight that Ode.
Yes. Power Redux, and we'll get that Odin one shot, and we'll be on our way down to fight Zemus.
Yep, and while we're watching Rexbanner climb up half the tower here, and going, really? This is where it was hidden the whole time? Just want to give a shout out that this looks fun to you, or if you just want to investigate it and hang out in our really cool community. We have a Final Fantasy IV free enterprise Discord, which is always buzzing with activity. Anyone who, all levels from expert to newbie, always people willing to help answer questions, help you get started, whether it's just racing or playing casually. For example, you don't necessarily have to go as fast as possible. Sometimes you just want to talk to the NPCs. Almost every NPC in this game has custom dialogue added by our developers, and it's super cool. Sometimes just walk around and talk to them, get little jokes or self-references or memes. It's really fun.
One of my favorites is the people that got bombed by the airships in Davison. One of them has a set of terrible bombardments from the airships. He says, they randomized everything.
I love the newspaper in the Baron Inn on the wall. It says extra extra. Todd still smells. I don't know who Todd is, but he smells bad enough. The news is on it.
There's a Futurama reference too. If I die, tell my wife I said hello from the neutrals.
There we go. And in the time it took us to generate a Futurama reference for the chat, Rexbanner has gotten his crystal from Odin in the tower room and is on his way back out. We'll get the pan, but unfortunately, we're not going to get a pan check. Rex will be on his way to Troya to go through the pass door and fight Zemus. Yeah, instead of a bar full of dancers here, the pass door in Troya in this randomizer is hooked up to the Serpent Road, which now takes you directly to the moon to fight Zemus.
Right, no double lunar walks tonight like we thought we might have earlier.
Nope, just the one, but we got to see Rexbanner cover a lot of this seed in the process.
Yeah, we saw just about everything except Dark Knight Cecil.
Yep. Soapbox Gamer in chat declared him the official hide-and-seek champion of this seed, and that is correct. He is nowhere to be seen.
Just standing there, though, somewhere at the package, waiting to unleash his powerful dark wave.
He's like, someone come here so I can talk about justice. No, it's not the only right in this world. Nope, sorry, DKC. Just shows up at night to bug the innkeeper, says, anybody asked for me at the front desk? Did you see a guy come in carrying a pig?
What color ears were on that pig?
Did the pig have black ears? That was my chance!
Alright, and we made it.
Alright, here we are. We're in Troya. We're going to see a different strat from the one Soleras was attempting to employ here. Since Rexbanner has two powerful spellcasters and two melee, I imagine we'll see probably at least one of those melee zerked up, probably Edge. Reflected spells, nukes, and whites from Porum and Lydia, and basically, oh yeah, you want to do the thing?
Hey, I see Z flags and chat. It's getting late, and I'm getting tired a little bit. I imagine those are for sleeping.
Yeah, it's almost midnight here on the East Coast, but I mean, this race has been so exciting. I don't think that's what it's about at all.
No, it's Z. You can't put him anywhere you want. You can't put him in an antlion cave, or it'll be worse than the Blarg we saw earlier. He's too big and too bad to put anywhere else. So we put him here where he belongs, but randomize his sprite every time. And we have to ask ourselves a very pertinent question.
Yes, once that crystal is thrown, we have to ask ourselves, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
And is butt cute?
Is
does it have a hat?
Is the hat cute?
Is it cranky?
I think we can at least confirm Cranky has a butt. Opinions on whether he's cute are entirely up to you.
Strong opinions on boot boxes?
Yes, and potential long history in the video game industry. Except this is the original Donkey Kong? Is this, if I remember my Donkey Kong lore correctly?
I don't know. I don't recall him throwing any of those barrels down at Mario, but maybe.
Yeah.
It seems like it's something you do.
It's a chair wearing Cranky as a hat. Yeah, potentially.
Oh, it's Cranky Kong.
Oh, look, we found him. All right, we've got our Berserked Edge. We've got our Berserked Yang. Time for some spells to go out. Yeah, this butt's gonna get kicked in pretty swift order, I think.
Yeah, these hybrid strats are gonna be solid.
Yeah, we're getting a direct nuke right off the bat from Rydia to nerf the first Big Bang. That counter nuke goes right where you want onto Rydia, who then just reflects it back onto Cranky. Just insult to injury here. Here we are with two impressionable teenagers and a bunch of old men beating up an old monkey in space. I love video games.
Monkey in space reclining on a chair. Reenacting the founding of the universe.
The monkey learned Big Bang.
Black hole and throw banana.
Yeah, that's correct. Porum is 5. This isn't the after years. Very impressionable youths. Yeah, Rex opting for a theory that the best defense is a fantastic offense, and just going all out on fighting Cranky here, and not even bothering to heal up from that first big bang.
We're seeing 5k around in Zerker damage, and then, yeah, nukes and whites, and whatever Sid's doing.
Sid is crouching, it looks like. Sid is enjoying his extremely good Wario-themed palette, that's what he's doing.
Bracing for the counter nukes.
Oh, they're gonna hit me with nuke eventually. I know it. Calm down, Sid. You've got 1215 HP. You'll probably die, but it's okay.
I must not have found a whole lot of a lot of stat sticks for our mages, because these are not beefy whites and nukes like 5,000.
I believe the only thing Rex has is a Charm Rod on Rydia, which is pretty good, but nothing else. And I don't know if he even had one of the Lunar Staves for Porum. I think Porum might be just on like her base level gear staff.
As I say that, we do 8.5. So.
Yeah, Rydia just needs to roll better.
Heal Z a little bit. We feel bad for the monkey.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to heal Rydia, so hopefully Rydia survives this upcoming Big Bang, or we put a potion on her.
She's fine.
She'll be fine. Just get her back up.
I tipped him to Medio. We take that and take it to the pink.
That'll work. If nothing else, we know that Yang is going to live through these Big Bangs with his 5,060 max HP.
5,000, that's solid. Here's our rocks.
Hey, there we go. Let's see who lives. It'll be everyone.
The correct answer is Yank.
Yeah, it's Yank. Yank doesn't care. Alright, and there we go. There's the crack bang. With that, we Rexbanner finishes off Crankiness and takes the first match of the semi-final best of 3.
I wonder if we'll get to talk to Mr. Rexbanner tonight.
Not sure, we might. We'll try to get him in for an interview. If not, then we'll see. That sound in my ears tells me that we are joined by Rexbanner. GG's Rex.
GG's folks, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. We just got to watch a race that had it all. How's it going for you?
Oh, not too bad. Little better now that the race is over.
So, tell us what was going through your head while you were hunting for regional hide-and-seek champions Odin and Dark Knight Cecil.
Honestly, there's no way I was winning this because, yeah, I was panicking. I was wondering where they were. And then really fumbling, and then I felt really dumb when it turned out that Odin was behind the freebie that I should have took the first time I was down there, but at that point I was still feeling behind and had other plans going through my mind, so I just didn't see a boss I needed, and so I left.
Oh, at that point, I like that play from you. There's not a high chance of a key item there. You've seen 5 bosses at that point, so it made sense to fade it. And we saw the legend of Rexbanner continue. How early did you know you were going to do that match rank?
It was set in when I saw Evil Wall top a tower. I needed 2 at that point where I was 2 bosses away. You can usually count on 2 bosses between the moon and the giant, so at that point I was pretty much committed to doing the Mac Giant. I was feeling really behind with the wipes to Wyvern off the start, so it's not the fastest grind, it's not always the best grind, but with feeling behind from the 2 Wyvern fouls up, I figured I needed to do something.
Yeah, Yeah, that was kind of a running theme for watching this. Both you and your opponent had things that happened very early that then led to being able to watch decisions later and assuming that one or both of you fell behind the other one at all times, which is kind of a rough way to play a race from that early. But yeah, we definitely saw some of that decision making you were talking about, having the Mac Giant set from coming down the tower. And does that explain why you never bothered to even check the Fame Arch item shop at all? You were glued in on Mac Giants?
Yeah, Sirens, I had the 2 in my inventory, so it was enough to set up the slingshot on the Rydia and the Portum. And so I didn't really need Sirens. So I was more worried about trying to find the Thunderclaws.
Well, let me tell you, both those Thunderclaws and that Mac Giant grind made your life a lot easier for that Masa Gauntlet. Were you worried at all in that fight?
I had a few worries when my party kept going down, but once I got to the final fight with the 2 red dragons, I wasn't as worried. It's basically the 2 evil masks and the single red dragons are my biggest worries. But I did learn that evil masks are apparently weak to the Thunder Claws. Did not know that.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell from their sprite in the SNES version, but I think they're machines.
Yeah, did not know that. So I berserked Edge off the start, and he's doing like 2,000, and I punch with Yong, and he's 4,000. I'm like, oh, I berserked the wrong person.
Well, so this was game 1 of the best of 3 in the semifinal match. What are you going to take forward into your next match as you try to close this one out?
Just try to work on the little things, hopefully not the wipe to wyverns type thing twice in a row. Try to be a little cleaner with my stuff. Oh, don't hope on Mac Giant grinds, because while it works, it is so slow. And that's about... Well, it's Soleras is a really good player. I'll have to watch this back and see what all happened. But, yeah. Just try to clean up my act a little bit more and that.
Yeah, we won't spoil it for you, so you can go back and watch the match for you. But I will say it turned from him being wildly ahead into heartbreak. So I'm sure he'll be back for game 2. I'm sure you two will give us another fantastic match, and I personally am looking forward to seeing it.
Alrighty, well, thank you, folks. GG's. And thank you to you, Mike, and Stoppable Force for the commentary. Thank to Soapbox for pushing the buttons. Thanks to Alice for the restream. And thanks to everyone showing up to watch. You folks have yourselves a good evening.
You too. Have a good one.
A great, well run, Rex. GG. We'll see you in the next race.
All right, and with that, this match is all wrapped up. So, like you said, let's go. Be sure and go give everyone a follow. Rexbanner and Soleras stream plenty in their own right. Then follow Alicel for our wonderful restreaming job. Soapbox Gamer doing all the tracking behind the scenes. Mike34, my co-commentator here in the booth, and I've been Stoppable Force.
All right, and we're not done with Free Enterprise for the night. I think someone else is playing Free Enterprise out there.
It feels like someone's always playing Free Enterprise, especially during the tournaments. But it looks like we're actually leaving tournament play. We're going to go over to Tall Grant, who is playing a Film Friends seed right now. Film Friends, one of our popular community clubs. Communities kind of come up between the tournaments, and this one is stuck around, endured. It's seeds that are themed after movies, and then once you've played it, you can try to guess what movie it was supposed to be themed after. It's actually a really cool concept. And Tall Grant is showing it off right now, so we're going over there.
So for Stoppable Force, for RPG Limit Break, myself and the Great Runners, good night, and see you next time.
Take her easy, folks.